All right, so we're just rocking and rolling here at the old astrological shop, aren't we? At the Astro Shack. Hanging out at the Astro Shack with Bobby. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a thing called the Astro Shack? Hey, Mom, going down to the Astro Shack. All right, son, can you bring me back a dozen, how about a dozen sextiles? Can you bring back a dozen sextiles? Sure, Mom. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Well, give me one square. Why not? I'll have a square. All right, Mom. See you later. Maybe I should rename this show the Astro Shack. Hanging out with at the Astro Shack. Let's go to our next caller. Hi, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
How's it going?
Don't mimic me now.
How are you?
I'll send Bruce Lee on you.
Oh man, I'd love to have Bruce Lee send it on me. Bring him on, man.
With his nunchucks?
He could be my spiritual guide any day. I'll take Bruce Lee over Saint Germain any day.
Okay.
So hi. So let's find out who you are, where you're calling from, and what you want to talk about. And thanks for calling, by the way, and waiting.
No problem. Thank you very much. My name is Tristan, and I'm calling from Florida.
Okay.
And
so
I just want a reading in general.
What? I'm sorry?
I just reading in general.
Okay. When is your birthday, Tristan?
9/12. Do you need the year?
Yeah, you cut out on me just a little bit. Could you repeat that, please?
9/12/64.
Okay. 9/12/64. You're the dragon?
Yes, I am the dragon.
That's right. And what was Bruce Lee's most famous movie?
Enter the Dragon.
That's right. Enter the Dragon. And what is 2012?
The year of the dragon.
That's right. So you got your year is arriving. 9/12/64. I'm looking at your chart, so we know you're a Virgo. Looks like you've got what, Moon and Sag, right? Mercury direct in Virgo on your birthday. Congratulations for that. You did not get saddled with a Mercury retrograde. You avoided that little pitfall in your chart, although that's not terrible. Venus, Leo, Mars, Cancer. It's a very big Cancer day. A lot of Cancer energy in the readings today. Excuse me. Jupiter in Taurus, Saturn in Pisces. Okay. Where do you want to steer this craft today?
Just kind of want to know where am I heading?
Okay. Well, so you've got Neptune getting ready to move right back onto your natal Saturn. It's technically it's there now because it's just behind Pisces in Aquarius. I think it's 28 degrees right now, but it will move forward. In 2012, you're going to have Neptune on your Saturn. That's a pretty intense conjunction, Neptune Saturn. But I would say that in this case, it's probably more benevolent than malevolent, or more benign than maligning your chart. And the reason why I say this is because you have Saturn retrograde in Pisces. People who have Saturn in Pisces, spirituality is a big issue in their lifetime. And people who have Saturn in Pisces may at times have issues with traditional religion over the course of their lifetime. Maybe they're brought up in it and they don't like it, or they're in an environment that they're surrounded by it, may not be brought up in it. Like say if you're in the South, right, you may be surrounded by Pentecostal Christians or Baptists. You may go, whoa, too much, and you may not necessarily like it. But the thing with Saturn is, and that we know about Saturn time and time again, is that if we get into Saturn, kind of like Chiron to a certain extent, but if we get into Saturn, that's really where our true gift lies. The more energy we put into Saturn, whether it's transits or whether it's our our natal charts, that's where the blessings really begin to accrue. So now you've got Neptune moving on top of your natal Saturn, and it's like, okay, Tristan, it's time for you to really explore the roots of spirituality and faith, and what does it mean to you? How does it manifest in your life? Where are you uncomfortable with it? Where are you comfortable with it? That's a big, big thing, and Neptune's going to be on your Saturn for like 2 years. So when your Saturn is retrograde, and your Saturn, by the way, is opposing you've got Mercury in Virgo, right? It's very analytical. Mercury in Virgo is super analytical. Mercury in Virgo is like, yeah, there's a God, prove it, And if you're going to go into the Bible, you've got to show me, chapter and verse how that stuff can really make sense, right? That's Mercury in Virgo. Prove it. Saturn is opposing your Mercury in Pisces, and there's this really delicate dynamic of faith and disbelief that is a very big part of your chart. And when Neptune moves on to Saturn, theoretically what you're also going to have is you're going to have a Neptune-Mercury opposition. And so your belief system is going to be challenged with Neptune on Saturn and with Neptune opposing it. You're going to be asked to, at the same time, discern between the miraculous and let the miraculous in. I just read of 2 events over the last 24 hours that I think are really interesting events that I think, quite frankly, are miracles. One of them was a boy. I don't know if you read about this, but it was a boy who was at the bottom of a swimming pool for a half an hour. A half an hour. This just happened within the last 48 hours. And not only did he not die, he suffered no ill effects, no brain damage, nothing. A half an hour at the bottom of a swimming pool, and he was resurrected. He's alive. I mean, that is absolutely and utterly miraculous. And the other one was, it was something about a young woman who had something really brutal happen to her with a jet plane. It was like, I forget the details of it, but there were 2 really hardcore miracles that happened within 24 hours of each other. And I think we're going to start to see a lot more of this stuff take place. So we're going to start, it's going to be like, these are little signs that the world that we live in is changing. As we have kind of more calculated oppression, we're going to see more and more of these miracles take place. And that's something I think that you're going to be experiencing personally as well. And, for the next 1.5 to 2 years, I would say that you're going to be deeply engaged in a recalibration of your faith. Because Neptune will also be opposing your natal Uranus and your natal Pluto. So that's going to be down the line a little bit. That's, 2-3 years down the line. But right now, you're going to start to see the ramp up of that. You're going to have a Jupiter return in 2012. You've got Jupiter in Taurus. So Jupiter's going to come back in Taurus in the early part of 2012, like March, April, May. It's going to start to conjunct your natal Jupiter. That's a great time. It's a great, period to kind of, salt away money, resources, anything that comes to you during the first part of 2012. Make sure you don't spend it. Be a little generous if you can, but that it's an open window of abundance in your life, and don't think it's going to last forever. Try to build on it. Try to save. That's really important. And then Chiron, you've got Chiron again on top of your natal Saturn, dealing with issues of faith. This is a ways off because Chiron does this dance, but you're going to be going through your Chiron return in about 1.5 to 2 years. Whatever you have Chiron in Pisces, again, faith. You've got Chiron in your chart, opposing your natal Uranus. Chiron opposes your Sun. So this dialectic between what's provable and not provable is going to be a big, big ticket item for you over the course of the next 2.5 to 3 years. So you are going to be on a really interesting, what I would call ziggurat between reason and faith over the course of the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
You know, excuse me, I'm not real into astrology that deep, but I guess it makes sense. I don't think I have how can I say it, a faith problem so much. I totally believe in God and Jesus and angels and miracles. Miracles happen every day. Miracles are happening to me.
Right.
So for you to say that more miracles are going to come, I totally believe it, because I know that God is blessing me.
Good. Then we're on the other side of it. Now it's not necessarily a question of it. It's your ability to bring it home and really make it an everyday practice.
Walk the walk.
And share it with people. Yeah, it's like taking it to the next level. So
I can do that.
There you go. That's what it's about then. I like Neptune on your natal Saturn. I think it's great. Especially in Pisces, and at an early degree. So just figure out a way that you can just build upon that and share it with people. I mean, that's really what it's about, right?
Share. That's fair.
Okay. Is there anything else that I can tell you about that you don't already understand innately?
No, it's all good. Thank you.
Okay,
appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. That was a fun call. Okay, it's 11:41, and you're listening to Navigating the Astrological Matrix. This is Robert Phoenix, and let's get into our next caller here. Hi, you're on the air with Robert.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
What's your name?
Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. Where are you calling from?
Cedar Rapids.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How can I serve you today, Andrea?
Hey, could you pull up my chart and tell me what you know about? I'm just learning about like star markings and like star markings on my, like our birthdays, where they were. And I was reading a couple of things that piqued my interest about like star seed markings and stuff and how you can track, I guess some people are saying they can track that, or there's some sort of star markings or star seed codes.
Well, I'll tell you
what. Have you heard
of that? That's not part of my toolkit. But what I'd be willing to do, because when I think of stuff like that, right, I think of like, I would probably want to go into some of the asteroids and maybe some of the fixed stars, and that's a much more involved process. So, I mean, I could try to make correlations, but just by dialing up I'll try. When's your birthday?
It's August 5th, 1974.
1974. Okay.
Yeah, you can just take a look at it and see what,
Yeah,
if anything stands out.
Yeah, I mean, for stuff like that, I would try to look at, where some of the fixed stars were and where they were in certain signs, because that would be, I'd say, more along those lines. August 5th, 1974. Hold on. Okay, so you've got Moon in Pisces. Let's see. Looks like you've got maybe Mercury in Leo, Venus, Leo, Mars, Virgo, Pisces, Jupiter.
I thought my moon was in Aquarius, but I was also doing like a Vedic astrology, so that might be different, right?
Yeah, Vedically your moon is in Aquarius. Western, your moon is in Pisces.
Okay.
So,
good to know.
Yeah. I tell you, I don't think I could actually, first of all, let me just say this. I think we're all starseed.